It's safe to say that the Middle East is not a region that many people associate with professional darts. We've hardly ever had a full-time pro come from there, and the laws around alcohol in many of the countries mean that creating an atmosphere at a big event that's comparable to the UK would be very hard. But Matchroom and the Hearn family, who control the PDC, now have a big relationship with the higher-ups in Saudi Arabia and have hosted many other sports events there, and are now beginning to talk about taking darts to Saudi, especially following the Littler effect. In today's video, we're going to take a look at why I believe it's now undoubtable that the PDC will visit Saudi Arabia in the coming years, but let's first take a look at the history of the PDC in the Middle East, as there is actually precedent of events being held in the region. In January 2013, the PDC announced that the Dubai Duty Free Masters would be held at the Dubai Tennis Stadium as the first event in the new PDC World Series of Darts. As there were no other suitable venues for a big darts event in Dubai at the time, an outdoor tennis stadium was chosen, which is used to host an annual event on the ATP Tour, which has been won by each of tennis's Big Four. The event was the first open-air PDC tournament, and the organisers attempted to prevent the effects of wind by placing the stage under a canopy that was designed to reduce airflow. However, it was impossible to stop all the wind, and the players knew it would have an effect, with Phil Taylor predicting that Van Gerwen would adapt the best due to his firm throw, and that himself and Van Barneveld would struggle with their weaker actions. This was a good prediction, as Taylor was beaten by Andy Hamilton in the first round, whilst Van Barneveld posted the lowest average of the round, with Van Gerwen setting the highest. In his semi-final game, Barney was also visibly waiting a while for the wind to pass. Despite the issues, the event was held every year between 2013 and 17. In spite of the suboptimal conditions, the best World Series game ever took place during the 2017 final between Anderson and Van Gerwen. Anderson won 11-7, with both players averaging 110. In the 18 legs, Anderson hit 12 180s and MVG hit 6. The event was not held in 2018 due to clashing with Ramadan, but it was then never held again due to its high cost and the fact that the organiser said that the event and venue combination just didn't work. The PDC were then not involved with the Middle East for 5 years before returning in 2023 with the first ever Bahrain Masters. The country had a similar issue with a lack of suitable venues, but a different solution was chosen, with the event announced to be taking place at Formula One's Bahrain International Circuit in a dome. The circuit's chief commercial officer said that they wanted to transform the venue specially for darts, taking inspiration from Ali Pali. The venue looked alright, but was far from the brilliance of Ali Pali. The dome had a strange red and black tiled floor design, and the main problem with the setup was the huge gap between the stage and fans, making it hard for the small crowd to get close to the action and generate an atmosphere. The deal for that event also likely was the one that secured a spot for the nation in the World Cup of Darts, and in 2023 they became the first ever Middle Eastern country to play in the event, with a duo made up of cult heroes Basim Mahmoud and Abdul Nasser Yusuf. But what history does Saudi Arabia have with the sport? Well, from what I can find online, there's only a bit, as back in 1989, an organisation known as the Expat Darters of Saudi Arabia was formed by Filipino expats, which has hundreds of members. That organisation still holds popular events today, but it seems to only cater to Filipino expats. A team made up of players from that organisation won events on the Darts Players Middle East Tour. In terms of a nationwide organisation, it's clear that one exists, as late last year it was reported that the Saudi Darts Federation won the rights to host the 2025 Asian Darts Cup in the Kingdom. There's very little information online about that federation or the event, but it's been listed among other big events to be held in the Kingdom, such as the Football Club World Cup and F1 Grand Prix. This signifies that the nation does have an interest in holding darts events, and that 2025 will be a big year for darts in the country. Whilst there isn't any history of the PDC in Saudi Arabia, there is for Matchroom, which own and operate the PDC, with them regularly hosting their boxing events in the kingdom since 2019, when Anthony Joshua v Andy Ruiz took place there. At the time, Eddie Hearn, who now serves as the chairman for the PDC, said that he thought the nation would become the home of mega boxing. That turned out to be true, with most major fights now being held there, including the recent clash between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. Whilst boxing is not that applicable to darts, snooker certainly is, and this year, one of Matchroom's snooker majors began to be held there, with a deal being signed for the Saudi Arabia Snooker Masters to be held for 10 years. That event has over £2 million in prize money, making it the second most valuable event on the snooker tour, only behind the World Championship. The tournament featured a unique golden ball concept, allowing players to make a 167 break, which has been described as a mad gimmick that is a step too far. The event attracted very small crowd numbers, particularly for the opening ceremony, when almost no one was there. Things were not much better when the play got underway either. Matchroom have also moved the World Pool Championship to Saudi Arabia this year, which is also part of the 10-year deal. The Matchroom Pool Tour was set to visit Saudi Arabia for the World Cup of Pool back in 2020, before the event was cancelled due to COVID. So, it does look likely that a PDC darts event could be the next Matchroom product to come to Saudi Arabia, and there is now lots of talk about it. First, back in March, we had a headline in the Telegraph saying that Saudi's sheikh behind snooker's golden ball would target darts, with it saying that Eddie Hearn believed that darts would follow other sports by having an event in the kingdom. The article included quotes from Hearn, who said that he was sure darts would be in the kingdom soon, and that he was also sure that Turki al-Sheikh, the chairman of the Saudi General Entertainment Authority, had seen clips of Littler's rise that would have whet his appetite for darts. Then, just a few days ago, in an interview with The Mirror, Eddie's father, Barry, who is the founder of Matchroom, said that he'd spoken to the Saudis about darts and that they were very keen. He did note the issue that there's no alcohol in Saudi, but said that there would be quite soon, and when there is, darts is the first event they would want to hold. In that same interview, Hearn talked about the World Championship potentially moving away from Ali Pali and being held there, something which he ruled out in the short term but said was a possibility in the future. He also said that the World Championship could go to Riyadh and that they could go back to Ali Pali for something else. He did say that that point was facetious, but that he had to look out for the sportsmen and women by seeking the most amount of money for them. This comes at a time when there's a lot of rumours and talk about the Snooker World Championship being moved from its iconic home at the Crucible in Sheffield to Saudi Arabia. Gerwin Price responded to Hearn's quotes on Instagram, saying that a move to Saudi could be the way forward, as there would be less drunken hooligans who aren't fans and spoil games in the most important event of the year. He said that if these fans wanted the atmosphere, they could go to the Premier League, and that it's possible to enjoy the darts without alcohol. This post predictably went down very badly with fans. So, what do I think? Well, I can't see the World Championship moving away from Ali Pali for a while, but I think it's only a matter of time before we do see a PDC event in Saudi, possibly a World Series event similar to the one in Bahrain. I wouldn't even rule out one of the existing PDC majors moving there, or even a new one being formed, or a return of one like the Champions League. But for the time being, I'm going to predict that in the next 2 years we get a World Series event in Saudi, as well as the Saudi team in the World Cup. Let me know what you think about the future of the PDC in Saudi Arabia in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, as currently less than 17% of you are. Also, while you're about to subscribe, hit the bell icon to turn on notifications so that you get notified whenever I upload a brand new video. Thanks for watching.